John Pettigo with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. I'm in the Special Programs Unit of the Highway Patrol, meaning we inspect school buses and train school bus drivers for the safety of the children out here, for the children getting transported to and from schools, to make sure they're getting to and from school safely. One thing we do is, just because schools aren't in does not mean that we have given up on safety. Safety is still our main concern, okay? Can't breathe. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to inspect this bus and show you how I inspect and what I look at, okay? So if you would, go ahead and start your bus up. And make sure it cycles through well. No lights are on the instrument cluster. Now I check for air pressure. Make sure his air pressure is good, which he has. Almost 110 pounds of air pressure on front and back. Go ahead and release your brakes. I got you chalked in the back, you're not going anywhere. Okay, now I'm simulating like he's sitting at a red light, okay? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to have him push his foot on the brake and see if he can sustain that air pressure, okay? If he starts losing air pressure, that tells me that we have a problem somewhere, okay? So just go ahead and hit your brake and hold it. I usually do it from about 20 seconds to 30 seconds. See, his needles right there aren't moving, so that tells me he's good. He's sustaining air pressure pretty well. Actually, he's moving back up, so as he's setting at the red light, he's still building air. See that? Go ahead and pump your brake up and down till your low air pressure device goes off. And when he does this, as he's pumping his brakes, around 60 pounds of pressure right there, he has an audible sound, and see those two red lights? He also has a visual sound. So that's telling him that he's losing air pressure. Just stop and let it build up. Something's going on somewhere, okay? Keep on pumping. Now, if he keeps on pumping his brakes, air pressure gets down to about 20 pounds, his brakes should set automatically. And if you watch, that knob right here will push out. See it push out right there? Okay, go ahead and let it build up. And I usually want between 90 and 110 pounds of air pressure, okay? Go ahead and work your windshield wipers. Okay, blow your horn. All right, turn your defrost on. Always feel up here, make sure your defrosts work. Yeah, those work. All right. As he's letting air pressure build up, I come back, check seats, and check emergency exits. On seats, what I'm looking for them to be anchored here, not loose, and anchored right here on this side rail. If you get a picture of that right there, see that bolt? Mm-hmm. That's the anchor points of the seats. And also grab the seat backs and shake them, make sure they're tight, okay? We don't want anything loose. These buses are the safest vehicles out here on the roadway. One point in general is, we call it compartmentalization. You see how you have no rough edges, everything is smooth, okay? Also, these seats, if you look, the seat backs are kind of tilted backwards. They're not straight up and down, they're kind of tilted backwards. This is what we call compartmentalization. So if someone's sitting here like this and something happens, if I go forward, I'm going to hit the pad, or if I go back, everything is designed to keep me pretty much right here in my place. Now, heaven forbid, if this bus was to turn over, this bus is designed to not collapse on top of anybody. Okay, this thing is built like a big clothes dryer drum. Okay, these right here is what we call roof bows. It's a piece of metal that goes just below the floor of the bus, and it goes all the way up, and it's one big piece of metal, and it goes all the way down the other side. This right here is the strength of your roof. It will not let it collapse on top of it, okay? So with him building it up, I always used to go back here. I'm shaking seats. I'm also looking at seat backs as I'm back here looking forward. I'm looking at the backs of seats, make sure there's no holes in them. Some children are bad about cutting holes in them, pulling foam out. If that be the case, all of it would have to be replaced because you're thinking about safety. I want to keep that pad there, okay? So, I come back here, lift the handle up. I have an audible sound that's telling me that the buzzer is working, and that tells him that the buzzer is working, okay? Same way with the windows. Let's see. And I think of it too, how easy this is to push out, because I think, you know, if you have a kindergartner on this bus, first grader, or whatever the case might be, how easy it would be for them to get out. You remember my hand signals for your lights?
Yes.
Okay. I always go outside and I always walk around my lights, do my lights and things. Lights. We have a lot of complaints of when these school buses are on their routes, cars passing these stop signs and things. I want to make sure that they're lit up real well so the motoring public can see these school buses, so our children can cross to the school bus safely, okay? So I'm checking signals first. I use hand signals. I do not like yelling. Four-way. Overhead. Shut your door. Now I kind of walk out here. Now leave your reds going. I'm looking at the crossing arm, see if it comes out at a 90-degree angle, which it does. Got red lights on top, red lights on the stop sign. Okay, that's what I need. As I start making my way down the driver's side, this is just how I do it. Different inspectors do it different ways. But I always start down the driver's side, start here. Kick tires, grab lug nuts, make sure my lug nuts are tight. Make sure I have no grease or oil coming from the hubs. Make sure there's no rust, no sharp edges for any children to get caught on if they walk beside the bus. Again, kick tires. Grab lug nuts. No oil. Everything looks good. I come back here to the back and I just do my hand signals like I did up there at the front. Signal, signal, hit your brake. Okay, four-way. All right, overhead. I have my ambers up top, good deal. There's my reds. Reds on the stop sign. Reverse. Good deal. Make sure my tag is in date, which it is. Always come here and open this door again, because right up here is a good area for rust, and there's none there. Walk around to the passenger side, just do the same thing in reverse. Make sure there's no sharp edges. Make sure my tires are good. Make sure I have good tread depth. Least tread depth on the back is 2/32, on the front is 4/32. So anything above that, I'm good. Tires are good. I'll go ahead and shut it off. Now I go under the hood of it. Now I start looking at the engine compartment. I'm looking at my belts, make sure they're in good shape, they're not frayed anywhere. Grab my steering shaft, make sure it's tight. Right here's brake chambers. On a school bus, we want to make sure they stop. Me personally, I like my brake adjustment within 1 inch, okay? So what I do, come with my chalk pen. Make me a mark right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Right there on that push rod. You might not be able to see it too good. Hit your brake and hold it. I come in there, he's sitting at about 1.5. There's my mark. So that's good. Okay, release. Same thing on this side. I'll let you stay right there and I'll make my mark. Right here. Hit your brake and hold it. 1.5. Okay, release. Check all my hoses. Make sure they're good. No leaks anywhere. My springs are good. My spring hangers are good. Okay, so what I do now, I have washing fluid in it. Shake your wheel back and forth. This is checking the steering components, make sure everything's tight. I have no movement here, no in and out movement here, and no up and down movement here. Okay, so I'm good. Okay, so what I do from there is I'll hold this up for you if you can get in here. I'm going to be checking these tie rods. Right here are tie rod ends. You have one on the driver's side, one over there on the passenger side. Go ahead and shake your wheel back and forth, hard and fast. Okay, I have side movement. If this tie rod end was bad, I would have up and down movement. And I'm looking good on the other, okay? Looking good on the other side. I come here, no oil leaks on the oil pan. Frame looks good. We check underneath of the bus, make sure there is no rust. Drive shaft is in good shape. Drive shaft hangers. I don't know if you can get this if you see me, but this right here is a drive shaft hanger. If something happens, this drive shaft falls off, these hangers right here will catch it. Okay. Looking at my muffler, my tailpipes, make sure there's no holes in it because we do not want any fumes from the exhaust to go up into the passenger compartment. Okay. We look at all that. Right here, if you can put your phone up in here, I don't know if you can or not. This right here is what we call cross members. Cross members go from one side of the bus to the other. We make sure those are in, those are solid, no rust. Which everything looks dang good in here. And I'll just go down one side and just make a loop and come up the other side, which cross members look real good. Checking tailpipe, make sure it's tight. That's why I wear gloves, because this thing was running. Let's see here. And I come back here and check these rear brakes. Is your brakes released?
No.
Go ahead and release them. Okay. So again, on these rear brake chambers, I'm doing just like on the front. I'm marking my push rod. So when he hits his brakes, I can get an accurate measurement. Hit your brake and hold it. 1.5. One and a half. Okay, release. Okay. Now I just swing out. Go ahead and set your brakes. Same thing on here. I just continue on. I'm looking at cross members through here. Looking at everything. Make sure the floor is solid, which it is. And I keep coming to the tailpipe and just run it all the way out. Make sure I have no holes or anything like that. Shouldn't want any carbon monoxide or anything like that. My rear end looks good. No fluids leaking out of it. Again, my springs look good. My spring hangers, these right here are what we call U-bolts. U-bolts are tight. Springs look good on the other side. I heard something pop right there. I don't know what it was. Tire tread looks good. And I just go all the way down to the end, and that's it. And that's how we inspect the bus. Just cause schools aren't in, that doesn't mean that we've given up on safety on school buses, because our children's safety is our main priority.